Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will need a torpedo.
Prepare to qualify.
Oh, warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Seawolf 2, and this was created by Midway and Nutting and Associates in 1978, and it is the sequel to Seawolf, which was created in 1976. And Seawolf, the first game, was black and white. This one is in color. There are some other cool touches to this game. You have a periscope. And I think you had that in Seawolf 1, where you could look into it and see the action. And you have a trigger button on the periscope controller that will allow you to fire torpedoes. And there it is. This one is, you can play two-player simultaneous play in this one, and you might not have been able to do that with the original Seawolf. This is kind of cool for 1978. Like I said, it's in color. You can see it's not a color overlay. You have 4 torpedoes you can fire, and when you run out of them, you have to wait a few seconds before you can fire the next ones. But you will see at the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 on player 1 and player 2's sides, and those are the torpedoes that you can fire. And then it'll say reload when you have to wait for the reloading. We'll get started. And really, you kind of want to conserve your shots if you can help it, or just try to fire one torpedo just enough ahead of the submarine so that you can sink it and not have to waste a bunch of shots at once, because there will be a very fast cruiser that is worth 500, and there will be a super sub that you do not want to let get away, because they're both very lucrative. In default settings, you cannot get extra time by reaching a certain score. You have to go into the dipswitches, and there's that super sub. Do not let it get away if you can help it. Oh, dang it, because it is worth 1,000 points. Points can be kind of hard to come by if you don't hit the most lucrative targets. Well, I got 5,200. Yeah, if you dink with the dip switch settings, you can get extra time at 5,000 points, 6,000 points, or 7,000 points, depending on which one you select. You initially have 60 seconds to try to get as many points as you can. There will be little black mines, and they are not worth any points, and they just serve to get in your way. If you play two-player simultaneous play, you get 75 seconds. You know, as long as one player is able to get the score necessary to get extra time, then both players get to keep on playing. Yeah, you have four torpedoes you can fire, and then once those are used up, then you have to wait for the reload. I can't really give you a whole lot of... there, I hit a mine, which is no points. Can't really give you a whole lot of strategy other than maybe try not to use up a whole lot of torpedoes on the slower moving ones. And maybe try to keep your shots in the middle of the screen so that you can take out maybe a cruiser or two, and always be able to catch that super sub. Yeah, the big boats, the slow ones are 100. I got 5,300, a little bit better. The battleships that move a little faster are 300. The little cruisers are 500, and the super subs are 1,000 points. And again, the mines are worth nothing. We're going to play again. I think this time I played with the dipswitch setting on 5,000 for extra time. Let's see how I do here. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I didn't really care which team won. I was happy for them both. I would have been happy for them both if one or the other won. The Niners, so that they could tie Pittsburgh and New England for the most Super Bowls, or Super Bowl victories, and Kansas City, it's been forever since they won a Super Bowl, so I was happy for them. And Patrick Mahomes is really, really good, so I was glad that he won the Super Bowl. And there's that super sub again. Try to hit it. Try to hit it, because it is 1,000 points. Just do not let it get away if you can help it. And yes, you get 30 extra seconds of playtime, and that's all. But yeah, that's Seawolf 2. Very cool for 1978. Kind of submarine warfare type of sound effects. That was not good. Well, I got 9,000 points there. That's certainly my best time, or my best score ever on this game. I probably came across this, but I would have been a really, really little kid. I just don't remember for sure. I definitely remember seeing Seawolf 1 in the arcades. I probably came across this at one point or another. I think I played one game as two-player simultaneous play, and I just set up the MAME settings so that both players were assigned to the same controls. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a friend to play with you on this one, so that you could increase your chances of getting extra time if it's set up in the machine that way. Like I said, the default is no extra time, I believe. I might be doing a special series coming up. I won't give you too much of a hint of what it is, but it might not involve arcade games per se. We'll see what that is, but it'll be coming soon. Keep an eye out for it. Yeah, I set up the buttons and controllers for both players, so we're shooting our torpedoes at the same time and really close to each other. See, with two players simultaneous play, you really increase your chances of getting the necessary score to extend your time if it is set up that way in the game's settings. Excuse me. And you get a little extra time for the extended time when you have two players. It's 35 seconds, it looked like, instead of just 30. Yeah, definitely get a friend to play this if you're playing it and you've never played it before. That's really the way to go. Increase your chances of getting that lucrative super sub for 1,000 points. Fortunately, it moves a little bit slower than the really speedy cruiser, which is half that value. But that was Seawolf 2. A fairly cool game for 1978. Well, I will also be redoing the 20 From series sometime, so look out for that as well. But that was Seawolf 2, by Midway and Nutting and Associates in 1978, sequel to Seawolf. Well, I thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bundle up. Stay warm. It's cold out there. I will catch you later with my next video. Bye-bye, folks.